If you still wanted to go ahead and understand the kind of elemental or the goddess energy you are owning, I'm going to be throwing a few questions and let us see what is your answer. So, I'm first of all, the kind of comments that you receive from your close friends, the ones that matter, friends, family members, relatives. Option number A, you're very bold and intimidating. You make bold decisions in life. Sometimes I get scared to talk to you because I know you'll be straight up on my face. Option,
Anybody yes on that? Put it in immediately
yeah,
so
note
that,
down. I'm going to
yeah.
be doing multiple questions, so please note down whether it is A, B, C, or D. Yeah, so keep noting them down, and in one go, you can tell us how many of what did you receive. Option number two, you're very sensitive or you're very sentimental. You're very emotional, and I know that you understand me. I know that you're loving and kind, but sometimes you get very emotional. This is the kind of comment you receive. Third is, you are a great advisor, and something about you makes us feel centered. That is option number C. Number I said. Okay, option C. And
So,
option D,
oh, there's a fourth. All right.
yeah. Option D is you're full of joy. Like when we are around you, our spirits get lifted up. Now I'm throwing question number two at you.
Siddhi, just repeat A, B, C, D once more for
Yeah,
everybody, even if it's
yeah,
just one word, so that they can do a quick recall on what all they connect with.
yes. So option A, you are very bold. You're very strong, or you're strong-headed. Option B, you're sensitive, you're emotional, you're kind. Option C, you are a great advisor. Something about you centers me. And option D, you are a life of the party, or whenever we are around you, our spirits get lifted up. You're very joyful. Now, question number two. I'm giving you a situation. Tell me how would you handle it? Maybe your maid did not turn up for 20 days.
So sorry, Siddhi, just coming in very quickly. Do you want these? Do you want the question one options first? Because question two will also have A, B, C, D, right?
Yes.
So do you want to just know very quickly who said what with question one?
Actually, it'll make sense when they will be able to figure out whether it is largely A, B, C, or D. And in combination, it is going to be mattering. But yes, you can go ahead and send in your answers. But eventually,
Right.
I would want you to understand the whole picture.
Okay. So may I just make a quick suggestion since everybody is noting it on paper and pen? Question one, write A, B, C, D for yourself. Question two, write A, B, C, D for yourself. Question three, write A, B, C, D for yourself. And then give us the collective answer. Siddhi,
Yes.
that'll help you also, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Perfect. Okay. All right. In the GG, CD for one, keep it ready and give all three together once it's all done.
And
This is for
choose
everybody.
one
And yeah,
that is
right.
the best of
Okay.
all. Try and be specific about one, but it's okay if you choose more. Now, question two, maybe your maid or some help, whether it is work help or household help, did not turn up for 20 days and has called you up to say that it is going to be a lot more than this. How do you react? Option A, you be direct questions and you make yourself very clear as to what you need and how you would want to take things forward. You confront in a way. Option B, you offer to help her, try and find out. Option C, you will not give a great reaction, but you know that everything happens in divine right time. So you will just let it go and wait for the right time for this work to be happened or for some kind of help to be received. And D, you do not care much because you know that you can figure out other options and there is always going to be someone else who will come and help you. So one of these four options I'm quickly repeating. First is you demand attention and you demand an explanation, or you confront the person. Option number two, sorry, B, is you offer some help and you compassionately ask her what is it all about. Option C, you do not talk much about it, but you know that you will find out a great solution. In option number D, you do not care so much because you know that something or the other will work out and you will be able to find the right person for you. Now, how do you react when it is the time of urgency? How do you react? So, for an example, maybe it's an earthquake, or maybe it is something really important that you cannot ignore. Option A, you try to protect everyone along with yourself. You're like instantly into some action mode. Sorry. Option B, you feel a little pain and start empathizing with situation and people. You struggle a little for a while as to, I don't know how to go ahead and deal with it, but very soon you will come into action. You will take a moment to empathize. You'll take a moment to understand what is happening around you. Option C, you know that there's something happening and you can contribute only so much. So you go ahead and contribute in helping others, in helping yourself, overcome this situation. How much ever you can do, you will. In option D, you already have a plan ready. You know what to do and you are into action.
Very interesting questions, Siddhi. It almost reminds me of you know when when we were when I was a teenager, there was this thing called magazines, uh, and they used to send these quizzes. You know, find out who are you, personality A, your personality B, your personality C, your personality. I'm like looking at the questions. I said, yes, this is 100% that. Those guys had no idea that this is going to happen here today, right now. Okay. Very nice, Sandhya. That's exactly how we want it. So Sandhya has put in question one, all bold, strong advisor and life of the party. Question two is B, C, D, and question three is A. So what do you have to say for Sandhya right now?
Ah, sometimes we do get confused about what is it that we are. The biggest
Right.
question that eats all of us up. But idea is to get clarity. If you do not know which of this the most you are, give yourself a minute, close your eyes, and put yourself in a situation like that and see what is coming up instantly. Maybe you'll be compassionate, but what is the first? Maybe first I grew very fierce and then slowly I calmed down. When I was compassionate towards someone, that means I'm compassionate and I'm strong headed as well. But what comes first is what you will note down. That will help you achieve some clarity into the kind of work that is going to go ahead after this.
And that's very interesting, isn't it, Siddhi? Because we do, as people, uh, especially as women, even men, there you do connect to so much instantly. But that one thing that is first for you, that's your dominant. So
Yeah.
think of that and let us know. So thank you for that, Siddhi, because something like exactly what Sandhya's, I was also listening. I was like, Yes, yes, yes. But then finally, when I was thinking finally, I said, no, that one's predominant. I know this one's predominant. I know this one's predominant. I know this one's predominant. Like for example, even with the elements, I connect to all of them, but I know that uh, fire is what I would say yes to first, that immediately. If I have to choose, if I have to make a choice, make a decision right now. So yes, very interesting. Thanks for that, Siddhi. And Sandhya, thank you for actually bringing this up so that all of us could also understand this better. And
Yeah.
Uma has written
No,
question
hang
one.
on. There are two more
Sorry.
questions. Let me
Oh, there
finish.
are two more. Okay.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
sorry. Let us just. Yeah. So, okay. So, what happens when someone challenges you into something? Option A, you're ready. You're raring to go and face the person. Option B, you don't want this. You'll find a very sweet and quirky way, very creative way to say no. Option C, you will wisely analyze the situation and respond. Maybe you might not do something immediately. You will weigh your options, then you'll do something. And option D, you're already thinking about strategic ways, whether you can win or you can lose, and you will weigh down the challenge. And if it is interesting, you'll take it up. If you can't, you'll figure your way out. So you will start understanding your strengths, weakness, the opponent's strengths and weaknesses. Is option D. And one last. When facing your deepest fears, something popped up in front of you and you know that this is your biggest, your deepest fear. How do you deal with it? Option A, you plunge right into it. Like, I need to deal with this right now, and I'm going to do it right now. And plunging right into my fear, face it. Option B, you know that you need time and you will need to work your way around. In this time, you will not forget to hug yourself, trying to be more focused, trying to be more collected within yourself, but you know that you need time and you will give yourself that love and time to deal with this. Option C, you will seek out help. And most likely it is a professional help. You seek out help only from people who are wiser than you or people who excel at certain things. And option D, you will divert your focus onto what you need at that time the most. And you will work on that. So, yes, now let's hear.
Right. So I'm just checking very quickly because everybody had put in 1, 2, 3s in the beginning. Okay. I'm just starting with Ria here. Ria says for 1, it is A, B, C. For 2, it is A and B. For 3, it is B and C. For 4, it is C. And for 5, it is C. Okay.
Yeah, so you get an idea of largely what it is, right?
Shubhashish, you've written 4 and 5, and I'm guessing you must have, yeah,
So
okay. Shubha,
what you
sorry,
need to
sorry,
figure out
go ahead.
is which is the most uh, answered option. It is largely A or largely B or largely C or largely D. So I'll tell you what. People who received largely A are fire element people. People who received largely B are water. Largely C are earth. And largely D are air. Now, let me give you a quick insight. And this comes from the fact that we live in the world of duality, right? So when it is fire element, That means you're very bold. That means you're very protective. That means you're very headstrong. But this side of you, when it had to become your shadow side. Now, what do I mean by shadow? Shadow simply means my negative emotion or my negative core belief pattern or something that I've adopted from someone else. Someone else told me something and I took it in as my own belief pattern. So, any of those that are not working for you, for your larger good, are your shadow elements within you that you need to deal with. So, what happens when you are headstrong and it turns out to be negative for you? You'll become stubborn, you'll become extremely bold, and you will end up taking decisions that will be not only destructive for others but for your own self. You can end up becoming self destructive. When you own the water space, that means you're emotional, you're compassionate. But that when starts becoming negative, you become overtly sensitive, you become overtly dependent to a point that people will be pointing at you, saying that, you know what, you don't need to feel so hard about yourself and you don't need to be overthinking too much. Like I'll tell you all one story. This friend of mine who I speak with almost every day, and because of some personal reasons, I could not do it for 2 to 3 days. And I could not even keep in touch because what I was dealing with was an urgency. And then I receive a text saying that if I've done something wrong, you know, I'm really sorry. I'm like, no, no, you've not done something wrong. So like, are you willing to talk to me? I'm like, don't question my willingness. I'm just busy. And then a statement came. I know it's not you. I think it is my imagination that people sometimes do not want to talk to me. And that's when I realized that there was something bigger at play. And I told him a way to channelize the sensitivity. I said, let's first of all get past this question that, yeah, I am willing to talk. But then I told him what is it that I was really struggling with, and he understood. Second thing, I told him when you are facing something like this, why don't you go ahead and offer help and use your sensitive side to some good direction? So the sensitivity can be both ways. It could be working for you or against you. So that was water element. It can make you extremely sensitive that you can't even express sometimes. You want to say something, but you'll keep it to yourself. Yeah. Uh, the other thing is wisdom or guidance, the earth element. Sometimes it makes you absorb so much that you don't need to. It it makes you forget that you have healthy boundaries. You must create them, but you don't end up doing. So all you're doing is you're just constantly receiving others' problems, making them your own problems. You're constantly living a life from where the center is gone off to someone else or multiple different people. It's no longer you. You've lost your center. That, but you make others feel centered. Yeah? And last is the air element. If that is overdone, maybe you're overtly bubbly, overtly joyous, maybe your expressing is so loud that you're not appreciated, and you also do not end up appreciating this side of yours. Maybe you don't know how to deal with it because you've lost your focus. And such kind of issues can come in. Now, if you would have noticed, a lot of people said procrastination or my health issues. Sorry, Neelu, can you help me with some more that was said?
Yes. Just a quick second here. So there was procrastination, overthinking, getting angry fast, uh, financial instability, laziness, struggles with relationship and body, overthinking, self-doubt?
Yeah, so it does. So these kind of issues do make you sluggish, angry, irritable. Every emotion, every negative emotion that is coming in, it sometimes comes in to defend you. Like when we are expressing rage, we are expressing the need to look at us and address something. Like, I do need this attention, I do need this time, and hear me out. Sometimes it is the need to be heard, and that's why we are raging up. So every negative emotion likewise has something. Now coming back to the elements and then to goddesses. So these goddesses, they have different kind of spaces, right? So I will start by saying what was my story. I was definitely a fire element person, largely. I could be very bold, I could be very upfront, and I could not relate to emotions or emotional needs so much because I was extremely practical. One day, a friend of mine comes and gifts me something, and I told her that, you know what, you didn't need to do it. Just tell me what is it that you need, and I will do it for you. So I was offering to help, but my words were completely wrong. And what she told me is like, you know what, Siddhi, people do love you, and they don't come to you to get something from you, but express their love to you. And then I went into a silence for another 2 minutes. I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. But I was not open to it. And that's when I realized that I needed a space of unconditional love. I needed a space of compassion. Now that was not dominantly me. And when I asked universe, a kind of thread came to me that connected me with Lady Kuan Yin. And when I started learning more and more about her, when I started practicing with her, something changed in me. The basic changes that I saw within me to begin with were I could change the way I was talking. I changed, and it wasn't something I was doing consciously. The kind of words I said were different. The way I said was different. Initially, I would not even take my eyes off my phone or computer screen and I will go on speaking, but I know what I'm speaking. But after this, it made me more connected with people that I'll keep everything aside for a while and give time to whoever is talking to me. And that made me more connected with people. So, likewise, so many changes happened. And not only that, it changed the kind of relationships I had with everyone else in my life, my family, my friends. In 3 months' time, they could tell me that you've changed phenomenally. The look on your face also has changed. You look softer now. I'm like, okay, this is too much, but thank you. And not only one person, I got it from everyone else. The habit that I did not have with me before is like I would just speak. I will not think. Whatever's on the mind is on my lips, and I'm speaking it outright. And sometimes it is not exactly very sweet. That entire work with Goddess changed me in a way that I became more thoughtful and mindful of how I'm delivering something. So relationships changed, my auric field changed, and that brought alive a lot of changes into different areas and fronts also. My workspace, um, indirectly or directly, that did increase my money flow also, and it made me a better person. And the way I could deal with my emotions or with my shadows or dark sides changed a lot. So that was one. Second, like me, there were many other I came across who were dealing with something or the other. So idea was to go ahead and figure out what is it that you want to be changing and seek it out. There are ways we can go ahead and release and give it to the goddesses so that they absorb it and they change it for you and bring in a new reality. And that was why I wanted you all to go ahead and note down what is it that you want to be changing.